Camp Float-A-Rep is Float-A-Rep summer camp program, and it's probably our most successful program in education. We have about 350 students each summer, and over the course of 10 weeks we produce 5 full musicals, a new one every 2 weeks. Of these 350 students, a large majority of them are on scholarship. Last year we had 47 scholarship students. Some of them were partial scholarships and some of them were full scholarships, but that is one of the challenges that we have, is always matching those funds and making sure that we don't ever have to turn any student away, especially because we found a lot of these students who are applying for the scholarships are the ones that really benefit from it the most. The kids that really might need a little boost in self-confidence, or just in doing art classes and throughout the summer camp program, that they sort of are able to look at learning differently, at education differently, and we notice that they go back to school with a different outlook on things. If you see these students coming out from backstage after the performance, it is a sight to see. They are so ecstatic, screaming. You'd think that these guys were best friends for years and years, and a lot of them may have only known each other for 10 days. We have about a 70-75% return rate, meaning that like 75% of our students will not just attend one camp. They'll come back for multiple camps in one summer or year after year, and I find that particularly astounding, especially because it's a program that they age out of, and once they're out of high school, you know, they're out of our summer camp program. Float-A-Rep's conservatory program is now in its 3rd season, and it is an audition-based program designed for students who are looking to transition into professional theater or into college theater with moderate to advanced experience.
Float-A-Rep's theater conservatory program serves a pretty important purpose in our education department. Its primary focus is to offer as professional a level experience as possible within the rehearsal and performance place, but then also probably equally as important is to give these students, while they're working with professional directors and music directors and choreographers, there's also that safety net beneath them, that nurturing environment to sort of further them and help them grow as theater artists. Moving forward, you know, these students, as they grow and leave us, you know, certainly we don't keep them here. Our goal is to, if they want to pursue professional theater, is to help them reach those goals and to push them out of the nest, in essence. And you know, one student in particular, Angelina Torre, she's left our program. She's graduated from high school. She's in a college program now. And then actually, we just attended FIPTAs, the Florida Professional Theatrical Auditions, and she was there and gave an outstanding audition. And I don't say this, you know, as a biased teacher, but you know, she had a couple of college credits, certainly her college roles on her resume. But there was theater conservatory Pippin performances, and you know, she stage managed for the Younger Conservatory show Willy Wonka. So you know, Float-A-Rep was on her resume, and I think the nurturing and growth that she received from the conservatory as well as the classes really showed in the young performer that she is today.
Our Act Up series is a series of classes that was started in 2007, designed specifically for students on the autism spectrum. What we found in these classes that the students have really grown, and we have some students currently in our classes now who have been with us since the 2007 class, the pilot course. And even within the first pilot course, which was 12 weeks long, we had amazing success. We have a student whose parents credit her empathy to our program completely, of being able to now perceive body language or facial expressions from her friends, from her families, and from her peers as to when somebody might be upset, when she might have said something wrong, and really feeling empathy for them. And that had arose from one of our performances in Act Up class. This is what her mother relayed to me, that she had never seen this before. When another student was having a little bit of a rough time before we were going to do our performance, and Josie had perceived that he was nervous and that he was having stage fright, and went up to him and put her hand on his shoulder and said, "Don't be nervous, we're all your friends, and we're here together, and I'm going to be on stage with you," which was something that had never happened before. So it's been very, very successful, and we've had a lot of those students transfer over into the mainstream classes and camps and do really, really well.
This is my 3rd season as the touring manager for Florida Repertory Theater, and it's been a unique experience. There's nothing like going into a school and putting up a set and seeing these kids' faces when they first walk into the performance room, whether that's a cafeteria or a gym or a library. We go just about everywhere, and seeing their faces light up and seeing them so engrossed, and you know that they are, because children do not lie as audience members. When they're focused and their attention is there, you have them.
We've been looking for a version of The Odyssey for quite a few years. It's something that the students read in elementary schools here as part of their curriculum. It's a story that I have loved and our artistic director has loved, and just bringing classic literature and also ancient Greece into the schools via theater. And we knew that being a touring production, we had to do a show that could fit, meaning that 4 actors sort of facilitate the telling of the story. They act as characters themselves, as narrators, and as also as educators within the piece. So we had found this version by Christopher Parks, which is what he entitles experiential theater. What Christopher Parks had found by doing this type of theater that he sort of created up at the McCarter Theater in New Jersey was the retention rate from the students was incredibly higher than simply sitting and watching a show. Majority of the roles throughout the show are played by the audience themselves. In this piece, the audience is absolutely essential. The students are a part of the play, and the story does not continue if there's no audience. And then in addition to the Odyssey experience, we also toured 2 other productions. Schoolhouse Rock Live, which was primarily for kindergarten through 3rd graders, based on the classic 1970s cartoon, and that's been a big hit with teachers as well as with students. And then we also toured I Never Saw Another Butterfly, and that was to our middle schools, primarily 7th and 8th grade. And that's been a part of an ongoing mission that we have in Florida Rep Education to serve the Holocaust studies and sort of be a resource that teachers can use in addition to their curriculum for the Florida statute.
I think theater provides a lot of things for young students, helping them with confidence and getting up in front of a group of people, and what that means to a 12, 13, 14-year-old, who's going through what is a very trying time in their life. But also I think theater helps service other needs. Just as a general, it helps teach students empathy. That's what we're asking them to do on stage, in essence, is to empathize and place themselves in the position of another character, and to feel and think and have the same desires and problems and needs as that character. So to create that empathy, I think, is very important, particularly in the place we find ourselves in our society right now.